today I think we make different episode because during the last previous episode we made some review for the PR. But today we are going to see what's going to be in Django 5.2, and we choose some are of new something new that is going to be in Django 5.2. Do you want to add something?
I think it might be worthwhile us taking a quick peek at like how large the release notes are and why we're picking out specific things. But
Oh, this one.
yeah, this page. Yeah. Every time, like whenever I upgrade Django versions and like I come through here, it's always a little daunting because there are lots of changes. Yeah.
And also deprecation at the end, I think.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
yes, that's
at
probably
the
the
end.
most important part. Yeah. Yeah, it's usually like open it up and scroll down to see like what do I all have to change? Yeah.
There's a lot, but I think we choose four. The first one is uh, mm, the warning inside the the warning one. This one, a warning, and displaying went wrong server. Um, this one is because of the now we are going to have text instead of the code response.text. We are going to see in the project that I have. So another thing is about the shell. It's the first one, probably the first one that
I think it was, yeah.
see in this one.
Yeah.
And the first, if we count with this one, the get check keywords. What do you think we want to see one by one?
I think going through it in order is probably best. Yeah, I think let's pull up the run server release notes again and like let's read through it and um yeah, maybe we can show an example of what that actually is and what developers might want to do.
Okay, I think at first I also have to upgrade.
Oh, right.
Mm, if I didn't do it for this one, just
Okay.
but in case someone are interesting to, maybe I don't know if it's something that could be useful for someone.
Yeah. So this project's using the pip tools package management. And yeah, we will. And I think, yeah.
We are going to install because now we have Django
Oh,
5.2.
you actually, it looks like you're installing 5.2A1, and you
Oh,
want
okay.
B1. Yeah.
Oh, but that's weird because I choose 5.2.A1, but it seemed like installed 5.2B1.
Well, it uninstalled that. There's, yeah, so it's trying to install 5.2A1. It found B1, and so it had to uninstall that before it could install A1.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's going. Yeah. Okay. Uh, you did. Um, is it okay if I try to do this?
I think so. Everything but the
Mm.
shell command, but that's fine. Well, we can talk about that.
Do you want to this to uninstall?
Nope, I think you're fine.
Okay. I think we are going to make the first one. That is the run server. There are going to be a warning. Let's see. Bit slow. Ooh, just keep
We're
working.
we're asking your machine to do a lot here.
I don't know. I try and it wasn't so.
Looks like it's almost done,
Oh,
anyways. All right.
here it is.
Yeah.
It's develop and it's development server. Do not use in production. And if you are also interested to disable this warning, we are going to make an env variable. Okay. And we try again
It what is this .env file? If what is that doing
uh,
that's causing this to be hidden?
because it's in the git ignore.
No, I mean, when you're setting this key in your .env file, how is that being communicated to run server to not show this warning now?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. You're
Um, yeah, I'm just wondering. So when you add this high production warning, your .env file, this is simulating something else. Like, not everybody's going to have this this setup. I think the .env file is a specific package, or not. I take that back. There's a specific package for Django that is reading this file. If you go look at the settings, so I was just pointing out like you could anywhere you can modify the environment, um, you can disable this. Um,
okay. I can't find it.
yeah, this is. I think it's under config. Sorry, project config.
Here. Okay. Here.
Yeah. So
Do you
right,
mean this one?
exactly. Yeah. So it's reading in those key value pairs from the .env file into your environment when you run any kind of command. So any way that anybody else sets up their environment, they need to set that key there. So um, yeah, just highlighting that modifying a .env file might not be everyone's use case. Does that make sense?
I think it's useful for the secret key.
Yeah.
So I think probably it's going to be in every project. Or no? Oh, no, don't you think?
Um, I think a lot of developers use the .env file locally, but I don't know in like production environments if they do the same thing.
Mm, okay.
Um, but anyway, yeah. So if we this message looks like it's supposed to help developers not run the development server in production and kind of help point them to like, hey, there's a better way of doing things, which is pretty cool. And interestingly enough, Raffaella, Andy Miller, I believe, is the person who spearheaded this project, which is another Djangonaut space uh, alum.
I recall of this specific warning because I read the inside the Django forum. Do
Yeah.
you? I think we point out inside the notes of this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah. I need to set up this environment variable because I do not want to see that message every time I run something, but I think it's a nice change to the ecosystem.
Okay. If we okay. Now this is going to be interesting because in this project I find out it, there's lots of things inside test
Would you mind pulling up the release notes with the section about
to make
response? Yeah, like, let's just take a quick look at that.
let's see. This is
Okay. Yeah. And
HTTP text. Now I because at least the content have to be decoded, and
right.
now we have a text instead, so we can just make these things. Okay. Find this. It was oh no.
I think you might want to select the projects. Oh, it looks like it's working. Never mind.
Oh, maybe it's better.
Content,
Oh no.
Content. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you know? Can you remember the shortcut for
To
replace?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
to
it should
replace.
be if you're on a Mac, it should be like Command Shift R. So whatever is for F, if you
Yes.
use yeah, if you use R instead.
Okay. I don't know if it's replace with. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Yes,
I think it will.
I think. Let's find out.
I suppose we probably should have ran the test before. Go ahead and do the replace all.
Oh,
Oh,
replace all? Yeah,
yeah,
the
you can show
at
off
least
Git
we can.
stash.
Sorry.
Yeah, we can show off Git stash if you make this change.
The stash.
Yeah, I don't know where it is in. Oh, must be under. Oh, shelve changes is what it is in PyCharm.
I'm not sure if it's going to be. Um, oh, shit, no. I'm not sure if I can I
I
use
mean,
guest stash.
yep, yep, it should work from the terminal.
Uh, and then I can use. Sorry,
No,
I can recall.
nope, you could just run it just like that, and it'll stash all three of these changes, which isn't a big deal. Yeah, if you just run that, it's going to put requirements and yeah, so now you can see it. You don't have any changes anymore. Um,
Okay. Yeah, because it's stashed. And
yes,
we are going to try to make the test.
correct. Yeah. What is the test command for this project?
Let's see in the readme
All right,
test.
that's pretty easy. Probably.
There's a warning, but the tests are going to be good. And now I think probably for unstash, I'm going to use git unstash. Is it
I
correct?
think it's git stash pop.
Oh,
I have no idea why. These are just things I've memorized. But, yeah.
and now we are going to make test again with because we are now change those.
I always like how you can have the project set up right in PyCharm for you to run the test. Oh, that's not ideal.
Hmm. Bytes as
Ah,
no object. Oh no.
we had a bad replace.
No. Okay, okay.
Ah, yeah. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, I should have. Oh well.
It's just mm, but it's not a method, so that's good. It's like this. And oh no, I don't know.
I mean, it's probably worth scrolling through. So if you remove content.text and the replace value, the second one, and then let's scroll through the previews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we could just to double check that that the values there's nothing else that was happened to be content.text, which is really unlikely. Um, it's yeah. All these look like they're tests, which is yeah. Okay. So if you do a find and replace now and swap content.text with text, I think that'll get us where we want to be.
Did I make a typo?
No, that the second text input where you have text, that should just be text because we want to end up with response.text. You gotta get rid of the leading period too. There you go.
Okay.
I think we're good now.
We run the test again. Uh, it's good.
Much better. Yes. All right. Yeah, I would really I'm looking forward to this change coming out because I have this is one of the repositories I've created. Like that's a very common testing technique I have, which is really crude of check to see if this string is in the response. anywhere in the response. And so doing content.decode everywhere gets yeah, it's a little verbose. So like being able to use content.text would be nice.
You're probably not the only one who used that because it's became something new.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah.
Let's see. Hmm. The shell one.
So
Let's
this
see also. Sorry?
are you gonna show off the ticket you were able to create?
Oh, do you want to share the ticket?
I no, I don't know. It's up to you. I think it's probably best if we focus on what works now, because everything got fixed. It's ready to go.
Okay, that's shell one. Is going to include automatically the models, and also this behavior can be customized. And for example, for including the side zone, but I wasn't able to manage. But let's see how this going to work.
Sounds good.
Allora. Oh, sorry. Some Italian.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure someone else understood it.
Here we are, our shell. Okay, now for the that's it. When I use shell, just shell, they are going to make this 11 object without saying me what is going to what really important. But I always forgot. Is that the right
I think it's dash V2.
dash? No.
Nope. Uh, nope. The if you use dash
No.
dash, that's for the full word.
Okay.
See, it tells you how
That's
to
the
like fix
final
it. Yep.
one.
Oh, nope. I think you got
No.
one more
No.
space.
Let's
The
see
joys of
how, yeah, let's see how this is. Okay.
Yes, always
Okay.
back to the documentation.
Yeah, when in trouble.
I
This
think
time should work.
I think you
Probably
need
not.
the full word.
Oh, no, no, no. Oh, okay. Probably this time. Let's
I,
see. The fifth one
does it work this
could be
way?
the oh,
Wow, I didn't know it worked that way.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for this. Okay, we are going to see lots of automatic import, and probably yes, also in for the project one inside the installed apps in the settings, and also some Django things. And this behavior can be customized, right? And there are also some in for that to create inside the app, inside management command, a new file shell, and then import whatever model that you need. I try to use that, but it doesn't work for me. So if it's good for you, I'm going to try again here. Now we're going to make a project.
You you can put it inside the newsletter app.
Sorry?
There's the newsletter folder. There's a if you expand
Oh, this
newsletter,
new letter.
yeah, there should be a management folder in there that you can put this file in.
Ah, here it is. Commands. And I'm going to create a new command.
Yeah, it's one of the interesting things about Django. Like when you override some of the built-ins, you can kind of put it in any one of the apps. Um, I'm sure there's reasoning behind how the overrides happen, but yeah, sometimes it gets a little difficult knowing which app of yours to put the overrides in.
So you are saying me if I put the commands inside the newsletter, it's just the same as in the project. So it doesn't matter how overwrite in which hop I overwrite the command.
It it would matter. I think that my guess is that it has something to do with the installed app settings, and maybe that's why it always works that way. Is like my installed apps always has my projects after the Django ones, and so those are getting imported later.
Let's see. In the settings, do you mean?
And I think this is a common pattern of usually Django core apps and then third party and then your own, or like your own then third party. Um, but I don't know. Um, but I think my other point that I was trying to make is like you could have put this shell command in the newsletter app or the data app, and it would have worked the same.
Okay. Now we have our new import, and oh, what? Okay.
Right, you do the control C's.
Okay.
Perfect.
And now probably we could work at the same, just import, just try to open the shell, and this is going to work as well.
Yes.
Hmm.
Hey. Oh. Hmm.
I have something wrong because previously it were 11 objects. Now we have should
Yeah.
have reverse and resolve, but I don't know what I have been, what I did wrong.
Mm. Okay. Can you type in reverse and see if it exists just to confirm that it doesn't?
Reverse.
No, in the terminal.
Okay.
I'm curious if like maybe it did get imported, but um oh, I meant in the
In the
shell.
terminal or the shell? Ah,
Sorry, the
okay,
shell.
sorry.
I misspoke. Nope, that's my fault.
Okay. Resolve,
Yeah.
just like this.
Yep. Okay. All right. So it definitely didn't get
It's not
imported.
defined.
Hmm. I wonder. Okay, so let's exit out of the shell and see what commands are available. If you just run python manage py,
Just
yep, just run that, and it should show us all the. Okay, so it does say shells there, but it likely is
mm,
also. Was it under the
okay.
Django one too?
DB shell, but that's not it.
Yeah. Okay, so it is. Hmm.
Inside this newsletter, inside the newsletter, there's a shell.
Yeah. Hmm. let's see here. Try. I wonder if there's a difference here in versions of Django. So what if you run pip install Django dash let me type it out here in the chat. It's in the Zoom chat. So pip install Django and then upgrade and then allow pre-releases. And so this should install Django 5.2 B1. And then let's rerun this, like, because maybe there was a difference between the beta and the alpha.
Successfully installed. Right.
Yeah, so let's run the shell command again.
Working in progress.
It's good old reindexing.
Hey, here it is.
Okay, yeah. So they must have changed the API a little bit between the alpha and the beta. Um, but it looks like, yeah. So now if you type resolve, all right, cool.
Here it is. And I recall because I think the new one are at the bottom. I'm not sure if it is a pattern, but even in uh, in let's see, here it is in the example we're at the bottom. I'm not sure if it's going to be at every time at the bottom the new one or just this type of resolve and reverse import.
Let's take a look at the git, what is it called? Git auto imports method that you override.
Probably
So
is.
yeah, so what it's doing is it's calling the parent class's get auto imports and then getting that list and then adding reverse and resolve to the end of it. So if you were to actually move the list of reverse and resolve to before that and then appended get auto imports to the end of it, like if you switch the order on that, that's what would switch the order on how things would get imported in the shell.
Yeah. So it's customizable, even the order of the import.
Yes. Yeah. I wonder what um can you I want to see what happens if you try to import the same thing twice.
Hmm.
So like if you before super, if you have another list, oh yeah, this works too. Yeah.
Do you think it's
Yep.
going to
I,
work?
I've got no idea. This is it's not released yet, so I'm comfortable with us testing it, but
12. Reverse and reverse. But
okay. Hmm.
so it didn't recognize the difference between uh, the the adding the models that we had. But at least I think it recognized at a certain point because the object now are 12 and not 13.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then it just looks like the log of because it says reverse reverse at the last line. Um, but yeah, okay. So it looks like a minor bug if anyone out there wants to open up a small ticket. But cool, it didn't break. It works. Let's confirm. Does reverse exist in the shell? And Baptiste from the chat has said that the reason get auto imports didn't work before is it was used to be called get namespaces. The method got renamed between alpha and beta. So thank you, Baptiste. And cool. Looks
Mm,
like,
yeah.
yeah, another excellent feature that I'm really looking forward to having.
Yeah, I think the our first idea is to import time zone every time inside the um I can recall but but it could be a good idea to having inside
Yeah.
the project.
Time zone and time delta. Those are the two that I use quite a bit. All right. So that is the features that we're
Let's
excited
see.
about. And then there's a fourth thing we wanted to look at.
The third one, the aut automatic and customizable model. The last one is interesting because I think I had some problem to understand it.
I did too. Um, this, yeah, I, I'm glad that you put this on the list because, yeah, let's take a look at the docs, the release notes. Um, I think it's
Here,
written
the release.
more. Yeah, yeah, here. So the sentence, like, it makes sense. I just don't know what the implications of it are. Um, like I know with commands, every time you run a command, there are the checks that run within Django. Um, and apparently, like now it's saying like you can run database dependent checks. Like my question would kind of be like, what is a database dependent check? Like how does this differ from what exists? Like when do I know when to opt into it? And then also like other question is, are there other things I can opt into? Um, yeah, so I think with this one, we might actually have to dive a little bit into the code base to see how this gets used.
Oh, it's still working. Let's see
I wonder,
if
could
found.
you, I think you could even do it in PyCharm.
Oh, sorry, I just follow the documentation and just like I did when I first read it.
Yeah.
And
Have you ever used the git go to
no,
definition in Py? You want to test it out?
yeah. Can you would you
Yep.
like to
No, no, I'll walk you through it because I used shall be fine. If you minimize the terminal here.
like this?
Yep. Okay. So if you right click on command in the center on line 4, the shell dot command,
Uh, sorry, I
on line 4, there's shell dot command, what you're inheriting from. If you right click on that
on the command.
other command, the one that you're inheriting from, and then there's go to,
This one.
and then yeah, there should be another menu that'll pop up that says go to definition,
Hmm.
uh, declaration or usages. All right. So now so it's Command B is the shortcut on a Mac. And so if you were ever on a method or a class, you hit Command B, it'll try to take you to whatever class or method like that was the parent of that. And so it's a pretty cool way to dive into like your third-party packages or like Django from your own project. And then you don't have to worry about GitHub being down or something like that. And so this took us to the shell command. which is a subclass of base command. And so we actually want to look at base command rather than shell command. So if you go to declaration and usages on base command, that should take us to the next level up. And now we should be where your GitHub page is.
I recall that we're just okay, never mind. I recall that we're also some message before. Oh, it's so slow. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was reading Baptiste had an answer in the chat for us of the imports, and he was saying that if we have isort installed, the list that gets printed in the shell also gets sorted. So that would be why things might be a little bit different um, depending on your environment.
Ah, okay. Because I also see there were IPython and another type of shell available.
Yeah. But isort is like a linting formatting package that will rearrange your import statements at the top of your file. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so if we search for, what was it, git check quargs,
Uh, I don't think it's could be so.
should be around 470.
Here it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't I don't know Django's code base super well or well at all, or even from I'm not even from it. Like, yeah. So I don't really know what this is doing. If someone were to ask me to explain it, it probably wouldn't go well. My next step would be is to see where this is all being used. So like search for dot git check quargs and see if we can learn anything from how Django calls this and like what's being passed in. Because
Do you mean in this way?
yep, and you're actually I think
Hmm.
you
No, I
need
think I did something wrong.
nope. So like, select directory now. So wherever you
Mm,
search
okay.
from in PyCharm, it's gonna actually limit whatever that folder is, that directory. And so rather than using the drop down, you might be better off clicking into the text box and then going to the right. Oh, nope. Hmm. Could you close out of this again and then try the search one more time? And then go to the right.
No.
Oh, dang. Okay. Um, all right, you can hit scope.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, we're all right. So there's a way to get PyCharm to search through all your site packages as well. So if you click on the scope tab, and then yeah, you have to switch the drop down to project and libraries, I believe. Yeah. So the difficulty here though is that it's going to search through all of your packages. So it's Django and all the other third-party packages that are installed. So it can be if you have something that's named multiple times, like it's going to show up in multiple packages. So you have to be a little bit careful of um, which search result we're looking at. But we can see um, there are a couple of usages here. So mm, Can you scroll down a little? Is there anything under that last run server? Okay. So it looks like there's three usages. Um, do you want to, so don't fully click into it, just select it here. So the preview below updates. Yeah.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
And probably this. Yeah, this is the definition. One thing that I found interesting is that um, require system checks is a dictionary that uh, mm, um, that has all of the system checks that you are going to make. Unfortunately, I don't quite understand um, why they are going to be all um, in the same keywords as tags. But as we can see here, there will be other key for the dictionary, for the database. Probably there will be other keywords and other things that are going to be in this dictionary. Get check works.
I just noticed that that is renaming the database key to databases. Interesting. Okay.
Databases.
Um, so Baptiste actually reached out and shared in the Zoom chat the built-in tags for the check system. So that dictionary that you're talking about and like the various categories. Um,
Hmm. Oh, there it is.
okay. So that's the bit of okay. That's the bit of information that we were missing. Database checks are not run by default because they do more than static code analysis as regular checks do. They're only run by the migrate command, or if you specify the database option, which, okay, that might make sense as to why they're doing the rename then of database to databases, because if you use the database parameter like that, that option, that's probably what's going to wire it together for any other command that runs. It'll say like, okay, now you have to check the database. But with migrate, it's saying use all the databases or check all the potentially check all the databases because you don't specify. That might not be true, but I'd be curious about that. Yeah. So I'm not quite sure if bases. Sorry, I'm looking through the check command now on my side.
The Django admin check.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, I take that back. So I actually looked at, I was trying to figure out why it was renaming it to databases for the migrate command. Um, and ended up in the check method of base command, which accepts a parameter called named databases, and that's where it's used. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if we need to look into it any further. I think I understand more of it now than I do before. How do you feel about it?
Can we make a recap of what do you think it's important? I can do first, and you can add or maybe level mm, smooth it out what I going to. Um, let's start from this. I think there were get check without QRs before, and then uh, because there were a previous command, and now with this new method we can specify which type of I can recall which type of tags we are going to test automatically.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's actually exactly how it's written. Of it allows you to write a custom command and have it hook into running the same checks that the migrate command would. I'm guessing if we were to go find the PR that added this, you would see in the previous diff or like the previous version of the code, commands weren't able to run all these database checks that the migrate command was, and people were wanting to be able to run those commands, or sorry, excuse me, those checks as a part of their new commands. And so by exposing this at the base command level, you're now allowing, or Django's now allowing developers to run their database checks in more ways. And I think one of the ways could potentially be like if you're developing a check production environment command or like a health check command that runs periodically in your production environment, you would actually want it to go make these connections to your database and see is it all set up correctly. Um, and I think that would only be possible if you have the ability to hook into it like this. Yeah. Right. Anything else that you would like to say?
I think it was really interesting to find what was new. I clearly recall how the discussion inside the Django forum were, and I didn't follow the entire conversation inside the forum, but at first I saw that this a problem um, mm, where highlights, and then there is a solution for in Django 5.2. So I think this I like it more.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It was in,
I think this will be very helpful for new developers or people that are using Django in ways that they may not be aware that aren't ideal. Um, and so, yeah, I think this is a step in the right direction of improving our deployment story. But my heart goes to the content.text change and reducing how much
mm,
code I have to write in my tests. That's definitely my favorite um, of 5.2 here. There's so many changes.
yeah, there's a lot. I it was also I was also like the shell one because there mm, mm, you can I follow um the tutorial, and then I think that the third part of the tutorial, the second third, uh, they said so you have to import your model and to make those query and everything else. And now it's no more that's not more required. It's not required anymore because it's now integrated your and every other apps that you have in your project. I think it's really because every time you quit you open and quit your shell, you have to every time import your model to make it. It could be it was not so difficult. It was not so difficult, but you have to do every time. So I didn't use it every time, and this is going to be more easy.
Yeah, yeah. It's really great that I agreed. I've been using Django extensions, third-party package Django dash extensions, their shell plus command, which has had this functionality for a very long time. And yeah, that it's such a time saver. Yeah, this is really cool. We didn't talk about Git bound field, which is just below this. That yeah, as you were scrolling through, I was like, oh no, that's composite primary keys below prop that, which is also really cool. That's like a 4-digit
This
ticket
one.
number. Yeah, that one. This one's also really, yeah. So, um, yeah, we didn't cover some of the bigger things in here either. But definitely recommend folks to take a look at this. Thank you to all the contributors who helped work on this and add these awesome features. And thank you to the fellows, for shepherding all this stuff in and fixing the release blockers, doing the releases. Yeah.
Yeah, also if you mention it, because I also find I try also shell, but using Django admin command, and I was try this new feature, but at least I found out that it was a release blocker, so there were really really a fast response to this problem, because I didn't find it didn't work um, for the for the Django admin shell, and
Yeah.
now it is.
Yeah. That was fun. I think I've only ever created 2 accepted Django tickets. So yeah, that's pretty cool that I don't know. I think any contribution to Django is a lot of fun. Uh, I know it's always nerve-wracking to interact on it can be nervous. Can't use my words. I get nervous when I interact on track at times. So
Yeah, also thank you, Tim, because when I tried the first time, I found that it didn't work. I was asking me what I did wrong, and instead it wasn't something that I did, but it's something that it could be fixed. So thank you,
yeah,
Tim.
I I still remember that. I was like, what? How is this not working? And then realized like, oh, you're running a entirely different command. Yeah. All right. Well, cool. I think next time we'll be back, most likely with Sage and doing code reviews again. That'll be fun. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I guess we don't have anything to scream about this time, which is a little disappointing. But I suppose, yeah. Thank you everyone for joining. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.